What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here with your Bitcoin and Litecoin update. I hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. We're going to take a look at the charts. Stick around to the end and I'm going to show you why I believe we'll hit 46,000 by the end of the year, but we're going to take a look at the more immediate price action first, starting off with Bitcoin, then moving on to Litecoin. Then we'll take a look at my end of the year target. Also, don't forget we have a free Discord group. It's in the description below the video. It's 100% free. Awesome community, guys. Definitely check it out. There's also some affiliate links down there. There's some exchange links that you get bonuses if you sign up and make a deposit. There's also a ledger link in there. Keep your cryptos safe. Keep them off the exchanges. Not your keys, not your crypto. Brave browser and some other ones down there. They all offer some kind of discount or whatnot. So definitely check them out. It helps the channel out, guys. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market is extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind it's still a speculative market. Do not put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, definitely hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. I do post new updates every single day. I also do live streams once in a while by ticking the bell. It will notify you when I go live. So also, don't forget to smash the likes, leave your comments, let me know what you think. Really helps the channel out, guys. I appreciate everybody that's been subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. I really appreciate it, and let's get on with it. Looking at Bitcoin on the weekly. We've been looking at this as a bull flag, which I am still looking at it as a bull flag. I know a lot of people are talking about a descending triangle. They were talking about a symmetrical triangle. Now they changed it to, descending. I don't believe that. I believe this is a bull flag. As you can see, volume is declining rapidly in the weekly. We've had 3 red candles in the weekly. I don't see us having another one. Let's get rid of that. We'll do a measured move real quick of the bull flag, and that would be around the $20,000 to $21,000 range. Again, guys, not my end of the year target. That is just my target of the break of this bull flag. And it doesn't mean, guys, it's going to be one green candle. So if you expect that, good luck. We're going to have resistance along the way. But that is my target if we are able to break this bull flag. Also, want to go into the RSI. This is the weekly RSI. This is the falling wedge I've been following. We are still within it. I do believe this will be a huge break when we break out of this wedge, which will continue our parabolic bull run. Now let's look at the daily and look at some targets I have here. We'll take a look at the bearish case first. And the bearish case being, this is the 200 EMA on the daily chart. And it's also in line with this trend line here. That'd be around the 8,500 if we drop there, guys. That's if this white line gives us resistance. If you know, we've been watching that line for quite a while. We broke down through. That was support, becomes resistance now. We will see what happens. I'll go into the 4-hour and we'll take a closer look at it. This is my worst case scenario, 7,100, the bottom of the bull flag. And real quick, I want to show you guys why I believe it's a bull flag. And using, I guess you could use an Elliott wave or wick-off count. A wick-off count would be the 1 through 5. But on a bull flag, you usually get 1, 2. This could be A, B, C, D, E, 2. It doesn't really matter. 3, 4, and 5. 5 or D or 5 or E does not have to come down to touch the bottom line, and often it doesn't. This could be the bottom here. We go up from here. Let's also look at the RSI. And the RSI and the daily, as you know, we've been watching this top resistance, bottom support line. We have this wedge in here and there's a smaller wedge I've drawn in there right here that we've popped out of. And if you guys remember, we had this dotted line here as our support line for them 3 bottoms here. We popped down through it. Now we're back above it. I do believe this will most likely hold as support now. So I think we're safe up here. That doesn't mean we can't go down a little bit. Obviously, you can come back down, retest it before continuing up. But keep that in mind. Let's go to the 4 hour. And we'll look at the 4 hour. Whoops, let me get these out of here. That wasn't supposed to be in the hourly. And get that off there. All right, so now we have this falling wedge, falling broadening wedge that we were watching. And we've broken out of that. You could also look at it as a falling channel here, guys. And the measured move is just like in the price action. You take the width of the channel and put it up. Our RSI is most likely going to come back up in here. Now, I want to remind you guys, we could come back down and test this for support before continuing up. Let's look at the price action. And if you guys remember, yesterday I had this rising wedge drawn in here. The measured move, if we were to break down from here, going to be around the $9,100 range. The other way to look at that would be a bear flag, and that would be measuring this as the flagpole. And if we were to break down, we're coming down to about the $8,800 range, which also lines up with this long-term trend line we have down here that started way back here, right after the bottom. So that's what I'm looking at there, guys. And worst case is this 8,500. If we go back to the daily, that would line up with the 200 EMA here, just so you guys know where that's at. But my bigger targets, if we are to break up here, guys, and get support, we look at the, let's take a closer look at the RSI. Okay, so if the RSI came back down to test the top of this channel, that would probably get us to the bottom of this wedge again, which would be around the $9,500, $9,600 range. If that was to break, then we'd be looking at the lower targets. If we continue up, break up from here, we measure this falling wedge here, with this being the resistance, this bottom line being the support. The measured move of that, guys, if we continue up from here, is around the $10,900 to $11,000 range, which is our old resistance back here. Definitely possible. I think we could be headed here to the 10,911 range. Yeah, that's what I believe happens if we continue up with the RSI here. Like I said, we could come back down, test one more time for support before breaking through. But it looks likely that this $11,000 is our next big target. Then the break of the bull flag, guys. We've been looking at these measurements for quite some time. I already gave you the bigger one for the big bull flag. But if we measure just the channel here to where it could break out, that's around the 15.3. So that's what I'd be looking for at a break of this channel or bull flag. There's also a higher one, and I think I lost it, but it would be measuring this here as the flagpole, putting it up to where we would break out, and that gets us around the $17,000, $17,500 range. So that's what I'm looking at with Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin, I had been talking about, I think it's bottomed there. I still think it's quite possible that we bottomed there. Let's go into the daily first. All right, so looking at the daily, as you guys know, I had these two trend lines, this being the resistance, this being the support from the bottom back here. We have popped back in there, guys. Let's take a look at it in the price action real quick. We popped below this trend line, which I believe was most likely a bear trap. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking as of now. This could also be a bear pennant forming on the bottom, but we'll take a look at that in the price action. If it is, we'll look at it in the 4 hour, but I'll show you in the daily real quick. If this was another bear flag forming, the measured move would be around that 53.74 if we break below this trend line here, which right now is around $62, $63 range. Let's go into the RSI. We look at the RSI, you can see I had the falling channel drawn here from falling out of the rising channel. This top line being the top or resistance of a falling wedge, this being the support. We also have another falling wedge formed in here, which looks like we are trying to break out of now. Remember, this is the daily, so if we get up here, we could break out, come back down, test it. But everything's looking pretty bullish, guys, for the most part. Now let's look at the 4 hour. We'll look at the RSI first. We were watching this falling wedge that we've broken out of. Came back down, tested it for support. Looks like we continue up to at least test the top of this larger falling channel here, which would be up in this range for the RSI. But a measured move off of it actually gets us higher. Yeah, way higher. So let's look at the price action, see what that's looking like. And like I said, I have these trend lines drawn here off of these resistance points here, support down here. And like I said, we have broken out of that channel. So if this was to continue down like this and we went this way on here, that would be hidden bullish divergence, as we'd be making higher lows in the price action, lower lows in the RSI, which is something I see very likely here. And a break, but remember, a breakdown from this, the measured move, would be down to that $53, $54 range. Measured move up would be just measuring it as a wedge, putting it up to where we break out, and that gets us up to around the $72, $73 range. Let me put a target in there. Where is it at? Here we go. And right about there, 72, 73 range. And then what I would most likely see happening is that we come back down, retest this around the 67, 68 for support, come back up, test the top of this falling wedge, and then a break of that gets us up to around the $171 range. Also in the daily, I do want to point out what we had been watching. And this is, whoops, a large cup and handle forming, I do believe. This being the cup, this being the handle. And the measured move off of the cup and handle would be right around the $270 range. That's obviously longer term, guys. But let's look at Bitcoin daily versus the gold weekly, and why I believe we could hit 46,000 by the end of the year still. Right here is my target line, 46,000 by the end of the year. I do believe in patterns, guys, and I believe patterns to play out. Charts are based on nothing but human emotion. And if you look here, I've drawn trend lines in here that you can see. We've been following this since January. Bitcoin had 2 touches on this bottom trend line before breaking through this wedge, continuing up. I do believe we could possibly be seeing the ETF get approved, or maybe Bakkt will be the big juice to get this running. But I'm going to switch over to the gold weekly chart and look at the resemblance, and you'll see why I believe we're going to hit 46,000 by the end of the year. Seems to be playing out beautifully, guys. Everything's lining up nice. It is looking good. As you can see right here, we had this reaccumulation or consolidation phase in here before the big break of this top trend line. And that's where we're at right now in Bitcoin. Again, guys, these don't have to look exact, but it still looks damn good for our target by the end of the year, 46,000. So like I said, you can see the volumes declining in the daily. A break of this is going to give us huge volume, and I believe it is going to be an epic move. I know everybody's super bearish right now. Like I said, I don't, we could drop down a little bit more before moving up, but I showed you that in the targets. Now let's look at gold. And what I've been talking about for a while now was if gold opened and closed a weekly above this resistance line, which was our rising channel here, I do believe we're most likely beginning a recession. That doesn't mean that the traditional markets just crash right now. It just means I believe we are in the beginning stages of the recession, and we'll see the effects in the next couple of years, in my opinion, guys. Want to look at this as a rising triangle or ascending triangle. A measured move off of that breakout is about the $1,675 range. And if we took the same measured move of this rising channel from the breakout, put that up, and my target for that is about 1,837 for gold. So, and again, guys, this could be months and months away, but those are my targets for gold. And if you guys enjoyed the channel, enjoyed the content, definitely hit the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. You will get my daily updates, and if you tick the notification bell, it'll notify you every time I post a new video, as I do post videos every single day, guys, to try to keep people aware of what's going on in the market. So definitely hit the like button, leave your comments, let me know what you think of the video. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, and a shout out to everybody that's been liking, subscribing, sharing. You guys really help the channel grow. I appreciate it. Have a great day.